Hello, welcome. Today we're doing patch point 4. I'm not sure what number comes before that. 6.4, I believe. And yeah, Final Fantasy 14 endwalker. Let's get into it. Yo, 'tis good to see you. Have you any news from old Charlian? We've yet to hear from Y'shtola regarding her search for a means to return to the void. I must confess that her silence has left me feeling restless. Nor am I alone in this. Estinian has such an excess of energy that he has been helping to train our soldiers with nary a grumble. As for Zero, is something the matter? No, he paid us a visit, and so I was apprising her of recent developments. Yo paid us a visit. Or the lack thereof. Are you headed somewhere? Aye, to replenish my aether. Would you like to come? A rare but most welcome invitation, timely too, I might add. I myself was thinking of venturing out into this city. It would be my pleasure to join you. Well, you will accompany us, of course. Come then, I've an errand to run at the bazaar first. You're with Mistress Zero. How rare to see her with others. If you would gauge the city's prosperity, there is no surer way than to visit the bazaar and observe the people. This I learned from Anwan and his predecessors. I'm picking up some more spice. Mira told me to do so before my next visit. Mistress Zero has quite the tolerance, you see. The sisters know we Hainish are fond of spicy food, but I doubt any of us could keep up with her. With just the spices they normally have on hand, the Mihan can't quite satisfy her, which is why I'm happy to provide what they need to achieve more rigorous flavors. Now then, variety being the spice of life, perhaps you'd like to choose something extra to blend with Mistress Zero's usual. It'll help keep things interesting. What do you say? Fine by me. You can appreciate the nuance of this world's sustenance far better than I can, I expect. So long as it's stimulating, I care not what you choose. What impressive samples, you will not find a larger or finer selection in all the world. You're welcome to the samples, the spices, but bear in mind what I recommend to Mr. Zero is potent. A colorful array of spices peer out from the hempen sacks. It's rare that I pick the first choice, but the lustrous crimson powder seems... It's either that or the little red husk. I'm gonna go with the little red husk. The little red... These tiny husks give off a citrus-like scent. Perhaps they will imbue dishes with its zesty note. Bright red in color, this powder is hot just to look at it. It will likely induce a healthy sweat when consumed. Yeah. Ah, that's a fine choice, but don't take my word for it. Here, have a taste. Zero may wish to observe your reaction. It would be considered to sample the spice in their presence. Well, I doubt you need to be told this, but have care not to take too much at once. Go on, have a taste and see what you think. You tentatively place some of the spice on your tongue. A veritable place engulfs your mouth. Your reaction speaks volumes. That will suffice then. Always a pleasure, Mr. Zero, and do give Mirad my regards. Give Mirad my regards. Okay. I am pleased to see that Zero has become a regular here, and so much so as to bring her own spice.
My usual, please. But with this spice.
Of course, Zero. It would be my pleasure. Well now, this is enough to make a whole kettle of your special curry.
I don't need that much.
Rest assured, it's easy enough to make a serving just for you. Or we could make the kettle and share it. There would be enough not only for your companions but other diners as well. I dare say everyone will be delighted.
Very well. A full kettle, then.
Excellent. We'll prepare it at once. And for your excellency and our esteemed adventurer, are you happy to try a bowl of Zero's curry? We can make yours milder if you prefer.
Grateful though I am for the offer, I cannot fully appreciate the flavor with this vessel. Another time, perhaps. Do not hold back on my account, my friend. Eat and enjoy.
Give me that spicy food.
Understood. Please, make yourselves comfortable.
It gladdens me to see you taking to life in Radzathan, Zero. In the area of our cuisine, not least of all. Spicy dishes have long been favored in our sultry clime for their ability to whet the appetite and cool the body. Of course, spices also have the effect of preserving foods, which makes them highly coveted in foreign lands. All of this has given rise to a thriving spice industry, and the wealth it brings has allowed our nation to prosper while maintaining its neutrality.
So you trade your spices? Seems rather more complicated than trading in ether.
In the beginning, this land was no more than refuge for me. But now it is my home, and the people of Radzathan my beloved children. Together, we build this vibrant nation. And naught would please me more than to show it to my sister one day.
Vibrant. Rubicante said the same when he described this world. A reminder of all that has been stolen from us. What many who remember doubtless yearn to take back.
Our home is a lost cause. Our only choice to begin anew. In this world, where we may reclaim our mortality.
Nonetheless, it's wrong to damn another to save yourself, as I told Rubicante. As I found myself moved to speak. I still do not understand what made me feel this way, nor what compels you mortals to help one another. But I hope to someday.
We too hope that you will find the answers you seek. What is going on?
What's happening?
Compliments of Mistress Zero, the Satrap's honored guest. We are serving a special curry for anyone who wishes to partake. But be warned, it is not for the faint of heart.
Oh, by all means, I'd welcome the challenge.
Sisters have mercy. The smell alone is...
Ah! It burns! It burns!
To better maintain the facade, the alchemist ensured that my vessel was capable of consuming food. However, I fear Zero's curry would test the limits of their design.
Apologies for the delay. Please relax and enjoy your meal.
Relax. I don't have time for that. I've been waiting for this. Come. Let's replenish our ether.
My life flashed before my eyes, and it was exhilarating.
I trust you have eaten your fill. I shall have Marit prepare a meal for us to take to Estinian. I suspect he too is overdue a replenishment. By this hour, he will have retired to his chambers at Magaduta. Come, let us pay him a visit.
The spicy curry has left you slightly flushed and set your heart racing. Whatever challenges await, you're ready to face them head on with a feeling. And with feeling. By the sisters, I thought that curry would be the end of me. I must eat it again. My poor nose, it still tingles. Quite an adventurous crowd we had today. A few drinks will do just that to you. For better or worse. Traveler, are you? Well, I'm no layabout. I'm simply recovering from that fiery devastation, you understand? What a remarkable curry. I must try a bowl myself, when I can muster the courage, that is. I did not expect so many to take up the challenge, but I'm glad to see everyone enjoying themselves. I'm satisfied. Welcome back, Master Estinian. Yes, he has returned to his chambers. I shall be happy to escort you.
Estinian, are you there? We've brought something for you.
I enter.
Of course. Of course this is what is happening.
Squid masala from the Mehane. I thought you might enjoy it.
Masala, eh? I prefer my squid dried. But I'm sure it won't disappoint. My thanks. Idle as I am in our sorceress's absence, I see. I can't offer much in the way of entertainment, but make yourselves comfortable.
Shall we disrobe as well?
I love Zero.
No. We simply caught our friend unprepared. He will make himself presentable at once, I am sure.
My friends, tell me, were you able to devise a way to return to the 13th?
At last. We've been looking for you.
I believe so. It required a visit to the moon, where I took the
My
opportunity to
friends,
enlist a Rionji's
tell me,
assistance.
were you able to devise a way to return to the 13th?
Ishtola has told me
I believe so. It required a visit to the moon, where I took the opportunity to enlist Orionge's assistance.
Ishtola hath told me all. I should be glad to help you free Ashdaya and put an end to Golbez's dark plot.
Unlike here in the source, however, we have no means of making the journey from the
If
surface.
Rubicante spoke true, both Golbez and Ashdaya are on the moon of the 13th.
Therefore, I propose that we employ a
Unlike
gate
here in the
to deliver
source,
us
however,
directly to
we
our
have no means
destination.
of making the journey from the surface of the star itself. The technology simply does not exist.
In theory,
Therefore, I propose that
having
we
once been a
employ a
single
gate
hole,
to deliver
the
us
source and its
directly to our
reflections share
destination.
striking similarities in geography.
Is such a feat
And
possible?
according to a certain someone who unceremoniously
In
whisked
theory,
us away to the
having
first,
once been a single
the
hole,
same
the
locations
source and its
across the
reflections
world
share
are
striking
intrinsically
similarities in
bound.
geography. And according to a certain someone who unceremoniously whisked us away to the first,
Were we to pass
the
through a
same
gate on the
locations
source's
across
moon,
the world
it should
are
lead us to the
intrinsically
moon of the
bound.
13th.
All of which is to say, were we to pass through a gate on the source's moon, it should lead us to the moon of the
course,
13th.
There is the risk of Voidsent gaining entry to our world. Thus did I decide to seek Uriange's counsel.
both the Watcher and the Lopperites
Of course,
are aware
there is
of
the
our
risk of
proposed
Voidsent
endeavor.
gaining entry to our world.
While they are yet
Thus did I
deliberating
decide to seek
precautionary
Uriange's
measures,
counsel.
They have pledged their full cooperation.
Both the Watcher and the Lopperites are aware of our proposed endeavor. While they are yet deliberating precautionary measures, they have pledged their full cooperation. You've been busy. I presume you've also found a way to open this gate.
Scholars have long cast their gaze unto the endless dark of the void.
Be it in Radzat-Han or Shalian, scholars have long cast their gaze unto the endless dark of the void.
To pierce the veil.
And so, with harnessed insight, a plan I am confident will succeed, precisely because the moon is our stage. The preparations will be extensive, and we will require vast quantities of ether. After all, our gate must be large enough to accommodate another great worm.
My proposal entails delivering copious amounts of ether to the Tower of Babel in Garlemald. As you will recall, Fandaniel used the structure to destroy the Brand's imprisoning Zodiac. And we, in like manner, will use it to channel ether to the moon, and thereby open our gate.
I see. Then we shall need someone on the moon for the necessary rituals.
Just so, Your Excellency. I intend to head back anon for that very purpose, as well as to help devise our strategy to deal with invading Voidsent. Along with our lunar allies, we will once again require the assistance of your alchemists, Nidana not least of all. May I trouble you to serve as their escort?
Fine by me. The room was beginning to feel constraining. For my part, I shall oversee the requisite tasks on the star. Might I prevail upon you for your assistance?
If all are in agreement, then let us set to work. We'll open our gate, and we will stop Golbez.
The Dark Throne. I remember seeing this advertised in the login window when I first started playing. Or like near when I first started playing. That should give you a timeline for how long I've been playing. Must be like 8 months. You have no shortage of allies at your disposal. I cannot thank you enough for your constant support. If one and all are ready, then let us set forth our preparations to complete. If I may, I beg a moment to exchange this vessel for its grown counterpart. It is in the keeping of alchemists of the High Crucible. Of course, we shall accompany thee thither and thence begin our journey. Opening a gate is about as difficult as I expected. My apologies for the delay. That it is striking Macrillium indeed. Well suited to the work ahead, I doubt not. Allow me to explain your Strola's plan in greater detail. As you know, we seek to open a void gate in Mare Lemuritorium that we might gain direct passage to the moon of the 13th. Whilst our comrades labor upon the moon, we must needs accomplish two tasks. The first is the procurement of a substantial quantity of ether and subsequent delivery of it unto the Tower of Babel. Said structure was once used to siphon the land's essence by way of the telepore spires. Such a method, however, doth pose an unacceptable risk to the greater ethereal balance of our world. Thus must we seek an alternate means of conveying our requisite resource. Our second task doth pertain to the use of the Tower of Babel itself. You may recall that this portal onto the moon was placed under the supervision of the Isfeld contingent. If we were to employ it to different ends, we must first obtain the contingent's express permission. I should like to believe this would not refuse us. They would not refuse us, so perhaps we should concern ourselves with the Aether problem first. Have you any idea whence we might source the vast quantity needed? Aye, a likely location doth come to mind. Let us make for the airship landing. There I shall reveal more. I sometimes come here for the view. It's beautiful. I am most keen to know more of Oriange's potential solution. In the worst case, I was prepared to offer one of my eyes, but it seems it will not come to that. All are present and accounted for? Excellent. We shall travel to Charlian and then seek the nearby Isle of Ham. Near unto the surface of this isle do rivers of ether coverage. The churning energy of its confluence is released by way of geysers. Originally, the Ragnarok was to be powered by aether harvested from the isle. But as you well know, an alternative power source was ultimately found for the vessel. Passage onto Ultima Thule to the very limits of existence was facilitated by not less than strength of the Mother Crystal herself. As such, the Isle of Ham's vast ether depots remain untouched. We may help ourselves to that energy, provided we are able to secure the forum's permission. Yet again, with needing permission is nothing straightforward in this world. Such is the nature of politics, I fear, and as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have been officially disbanded, no longer are we recognized. Collective, a somewhat disadvantaged position bureaucratically speaking. Fortunately, however, there is a recognized and respected body upon which we might prevail, the students of Baleston. Upon arriving in Charlium, let us seek our friends at the Annex. An island literally bursting with ether. That's the sort of paradise Voidsent dream of. When last I came here, it was to deliver my sire's scales. How long ago it seems now. While Mistress Crowell hath burdens enough of her own, we may be confident she will do her utmost to assist us. Welcome back, Yo. What brings you here today, and in such colorful company? Greetings, Ochika. On this occasion, we come to seek the students' assistance in a matter of some urgency. In that case, you'll want to speak with Kyle. She's in the main hall, sorting through our archives. There's a visitor with her at the moment, but it's no one you don't know, so feel free to show yourselves in.
Well now, if it isn't two of my dearest friends.
As for the other two, I don't believe we've had the pleasure.
Not in this vessel, perhaps. 'Tis I, Vashan. Though, you are welcome to call me Vritra, if you prefer.
Pay me no mind. I merely accompany them.
I pray you forgive us our intrusion. If you are occupied, we shall call again anon.
It's quite all right. We've just finished swapping all our secrets anyway. Erenville occasionally comes and shares the latest Gleaner gossip, you see. From forgotten ruins to mysterious relics, if there's aught that might be of interest to the students, he kindly lets us know.
Alas, I must soon depart on an expedition. As I may be away for an extended period, I wish to give Kryl fair warning. Hence my visit today.
I see. There are specimens that want for procuring, I presume?
No, it isn't guildship business, but rather... homecoming. But enough about me. You have business too, yes? And I'm in the way.
Far from it. As a matter of fact, we should be grateful if you could stay and share your knowledge of the nearby isles with us. We seek a means to travel to the Void. There, a man named Golbez plots to invade our world. A man who even now holds my sister hostage. To that end, we require a great quantity of ether, which we understand may be had on the Isle of Ham. We came in the hope of exploring how it might best be procured.
An invasion from the 13th? Must the stakes always be so dramatic?
You have a knack for finding trouble. If gleaners collected world-ending crises, you could make quite a name for yourself in our profession. It's true the Isle of Ham is a veritable font of ether, but as it's under the Forum's direct jurisdiction, only a privileged few get to set foot there. I myself haven't.
So if we want to help ourselves to the Isle's ether, we'll need to secure the Forum's permission. Very well. The students of Baldessian recognize your endeavors as combating a grave threat to the world. As representative, I hereby pledge our full assistance. Now that it's official, you may leave the politics and paperwork to me. Our operations remain small, but we shouldn't meet any undue resistance.
We are truly grateful.
If I may. According to the original plan for the Exodus, ether collected from the Isle of Ham was to power the Ark. Art thou perchance familiar with the logistics of this endeavor?
I don't know anything about that, I'm afraid. Nor do I think any gleaner would. You might have better luck asking someone involved with the Ark's construction. Margaret, for instance. She's a researcher in Charley and Hamlet. I met with her for a job recently, and she mentioned working on the Ragnarok's propulsion system. You could do worse than to seek her out while awaiting the Forum's verdict.
We may well do just that. Our gratitude for thine advice, and may this threat be but a memory upon thy return.
You're quite welcome. Now then, if you'll excuse me.
I best start drafting our petition. Go on and find your researcher. I'll contact you as soon as we've made progress.
Let us leave matters here to Mistress Kryl, and hie ourselves to Labyrinthos.
One moment. Oh. Good morning. Good morning.
Right then, time to put our best foot forward. Oh, a pity you can't tidy yourself. I should have had Ishtola enchant you when I had the chance. And what have we here? Later, Kryl, later. You've work to do.
first person Oriange asked about our target immediately told us where to go. Is there a place where you do not have allies? I believe we have found our researcher. Though it is not the first time I have seen it, I remain in awe of this sky's magnificence. Never did it occur to me that such an expansive pastamite was within men's power to create. Visitors, how delightful. If you require assistance, then ask away. It so happens you caught me in post-deadline bliss. Forgive us the abruptness of our inquiry, but 'tis our understanding that thou had charge of the Ragnarok propulsion systems. We should like to know how ether harvested at the Isle of Ham was to be stored and transported to the Ark, if the disclosure of such information is permitted. Oh, it's no bother at all. We built special tanks that can store ether just like we use casks to store wine. Simple, really. Simple, but quite brilliant in construction. They rivaled even crystals for ethereal capacity. A pity we never got to use them. Ah, how muddled and distant the memory. When Doom's deadline loomed large and we extracted ourselves from a waist-high mire of work only to end up chin-deep in another. I was at one with the world, a conduit for the energies of creation, but now I am truly alive. Who would have thought that sleeping in a bed and eating warm meals could make such a difference? Why, I feel positively functional. I dare say it rivals the thrill of dancing on the knife edge of failure. Aha. We are quite glad for you, quite. On the subject of the ether tanks, do you know what became of them? Or what did become of them? For the life of me, I can't seem to remember. Oh, but I do remember someone who might remember. He should be back by now. Just look for the fellow wearing an outfit that screams, "I've been on vacation and you haven't." Very well, we shall seek out this conspicuous colleague of thine. Our sincerest gratitude, Margaret, and do look after thyself. Come, let us seek out this individual attired in a manner suggestive of recent furlough. Ah, life outside of work, what a concept. If we can avail ourselves of these tanks, we shall be well on our way to securing the ether we require. All is well, and I pray 'tis the same with thee and thine. Now, dost thou perchance know of one recently returned from a vacation. I don't know about what a vacation is, but that man strikes me as more relaxed than most. Yeah. The face that launched our teeny tiny boat. How have you been, yo? Able to catch a bit of rest? Well, if I don't know about the ether tanks, who in Vigard's name would? Born right in me very own workshop they were. A pleasure as always, Master Nicole. I trust thy respect proved rejuvenating. And then some, but I won't bore you with the details, at least not without a drink in me. So, why the interest in our little old tanks? Permit me to explain. I see. Think I've got the long and short of it. It goes without saying, but we all owe you more than we can ever repay. If you need other tanks, then they're not at your disposal. There's just one problem. You need the forum's approval to set foot on the Isle of Ham. Were it up to me, you'd be on the next ship out, but that lot can't wipe their arses unless it's in accordance with procedural motions. You may be rest assured that my backside is immaculate. Thalic thumping thighs are Master Fortran and Scholic Mountain Jane. What a surprise. Pardon the intrusion. The forum has deliberated your petition and we decided to deliver our verdict directly. I would hope that the matter of pandemonium has not been overshadowed by other concerns, but that is a discussion for another time. We have been granted special dispensation to travel to the Isle of Ham for the purposes of etheric extraction on one condition. On account of its rich deposits of ether, the isle is home to throngs of vicious beasts. We ask that you cull any such creatures you encounter. That's all. Given the vast amount of ether we seek, I expected a far higher price. Oh, believe me, we do not underestimate the value of what you desire. Nay, we simply owe the students of Belson and their esteemed collaborators a debt of gratitude, and we felt that expediting your request was a suitable way to repay it. A debt of gratitude. We have taken the liberty of arranging your passage to the Isle of Ham. Your vessel awaits in the Scholar's Harbor. Then, I'd better get those ether tanks loaded onto the airship. We'll be ready to take them where you need, assuming it's safe. I shall head back to the annex, but should you need anything else, don't hesitate to call. that Master Fortran and Scholar Montaigne should personally deliver these glad tidings. We must endeavor to repay their faith in us. It seems this form is like Alizé. They help others simply because they want to. All proceeds apace thus far, and it's thanks to the enduring bonds you have forged.
Bound for the Isle of Harm. You look like the ones Master Fortuno told me to expect. If you're ready to depart, then so am I. Just say the word.
Is something the matter?
I did recruit one other to our party, but he is late to arrive.
Forgive me my delay.
Thancred? 'Tis good to see you.
If it isn't Varshan. They do grow up so quickly. Urianger tells me we have a host of exciting new tribulations to face. And you must be Zero. I've heard all about your daring do in Garlemald. A pleasure.
Apart from strengthening our company with his redoubtable skill at arms, Thancred may also serve as a mentor in those matters that trouble thee. I speak of the intangible forces which bring souls together. Thancred is possessed of experience both unique and insightful that I am sure he would gladly share with thee. Thou needst but ask.
Aetherfall. So you know, the isle is hemmed in by drift ice all year round. I'll bring you as close to the shore as possible, but you'll have to walk the rest of the way. No matter what, we must return to the void. The acquisition of this ether is but the first step. He does not strike me as the mentoring sort. Not remaining to bar us from the Isle of Ham, let us set sail forthwith. Social struggles aside, Zero seems more than capable of handling herself. Still, I shall aid her in what capacity I can. Oh, thank God I can enter it. Do I want to, though? I think I might call it here, actually. Or Yeah, I'm gonna call it here for this part of the video. Just because I have to give somebody a ride. Hold on, I'll be right back.